Get those tinfoil hats on! It's time to talk about all things Area 51 here on The Binger. Some crazy things, real and unreal, have occurred at this Air Force base in Nevada. Before you decide to storm this government base, it's important to know what's been seen on the other side. So, let's get into it. Number 1. A deep, mysterious crater. Google Earth and Reddit is our best friend for this rapid countdown. When looking around the Nevada site, some internet users discovered a dirt road that circles around a crater. It's hard to gauge depth from a two-dimensional photo, but the crater looks deep and ominous. Number 2. A baseball field. Someone might want to tell Major League Baseball about the field over in Area 51. No one is sure what the diamond is used for regularly. Odds are it's for company softball, but you never know. Still, maybe the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers can do a special exhibition game on it sometime soon. Number 3. SR-71. Developed by the Skunk Works team in Area 51, the Blackbird SR-71 is a famous stealth jet. Clarence Kelly Johnson developed the plane for Lockheed Martin in the 1960s while working at the site. The Blackbird is still seen occasionally at the site to this day. Number 4. Aliens. We tried to hold off on this one, but don't worry, there are more alien theories ahead. Simply put, some people are convinced the government is testing aliens at the site. Not alien technology or anything else, again, more on that later. Some people are totally certain that it's just the alien body that stays in Area 51. The other stuff goes elsewhere. That's just one of the working theories we have for you. Number 5. Scrubbed images. Anytime you try to zoom in too closely on Google Earth, you run into some pixelation. However, it feels way more common in Area 51. In fact, some things seem to be scrubbed out of the satellite photos intentionally. It's definitely harder to get a clear picture of the site there, but things seem more difficult than the average Google location. Number 6. UFOs. This one is true and not true at the same time. No, there are no flying saucers in Nevada. Well, no flying saucers created by aliens. Still, to the average citizen, a lot of the aircrafts tested on the site felt like UFOs. At the time, people had never seen a stealth jet flying through the sky. Number 7. Big airport, tiny plane. A recent photo captured on the site shows a huge outdoor hangar space with only one tiny plane. Maybe the facility is suffering from budget cuts like everywhere else in the government. Or maybe it's a super special spy plane. Regardless, the look of that tiny plane by itself is creepy enough as it is. Number 8. Lack of fences. One of the wildest parts of Area 51 is the lack of real fencing. Most of the perimeter is unfenced. There's a given amount around the physical buildings, but for the most part, none of it is fenced in. They keep their security other ways. But more on that later. We've got a ton more entries to cover. Number 9. The man in the dirt. Scrolling around Google Earth will lead to connections that aren't really there. Suddenly, you start seeing a smile in the New York City sprawl or a message written out in buildings outside of Florence, Italy. Spend enough time on that site and you'll see mirages. However, there is no doubt that a mound of dirt in the site of Area 51 looks like a human shape. Now they're just toying with us. Number 10. A high-speed chase. There's no photography allowed on the site, so there's no video evidence to prove this happened. Given the amount of people who go out of their way to see this site, though, this feels believable. It is said that visitors will occasionally see high-speed chases as security attempts to drive off anyone attempting to drive into the facility. It's a good thing over 1.5 million people plan on Naruto running in instead of driving. Number 11. Snipers. Yikes! Consider it a blessing that this isn't technically confirmed. There are likely members on base with training in snipers, but they don't sit waiting for people to infiltrate the base. We didn't think we'd need to mention this fact, but here we are. Seriously, keep this factoid in mind when you book your hotel reservations in Nevada for the next storming. Number 12. Alien tech. Area 51 and aircraft testing go together like peanut butter and jelly. Area 51 and alien technology go together like a hypothetical peanut butter and jelly. The two ideas are intertwined. However, some theorists online believe it's more than alien spacecrafts at the site. They believe the site also hosts more advanced extraterrestrial objects that scientists are trying to reverse engineer. Number 13. Nuclear test site results. Believe it or not, the site formerly called Paradise Ranch was incredibly close to a nuclear test site. The radiation from those tests hangs in the air, and some of those mysterious craters and areas are likely from those tests. The crazy part is the idea that Area 51 is still a livable area, but more on that soon. Number 14. Strange jars. Legend has it that a man came into a bar with something strange in a jar. He claimed that the item was from just outside the perimeter of Area 51. It's a myth told many times over in the town surrounding the military site, but it's had its repercussions. Tourists can buy strange jars filled with fake alien body parts all around Area 51 now. If that's not wild, then nothing is. Number 15. Janet Airlines. Employees and official government visitors need to take a plane into Area 51. That fact alone may surprise some viewers, but there's even a secret unmarked government airline that takes them in. The planes that take them in are called Janet, as a way of distinguishing the flights from commercial airlines. Every once in a while, there will be an unmarked commercial plane landing in the numerous airstrips. Number 61. A crazy number of runways. Yeah, that was the perfect segue into the next entry. It's almost as if we planned it out that way. One wild part of Area 51 is the number of runways featured on the site. Sure, every Air Force base has their fair share of runways, but the number of ones included at this base appears to be off the charts. Number 17. A Google Maps surprise. Okay, it's not technically at Area 51 in real life, but virtual space counts. Those who try to view the base from Google Maps will be treated with a special gift. Their cursor will be changed into a flying saucer. It's a crazy little tribute to all the theories out there. Number 18. A moon studio. No, it doesn't exist at all. Still, some wacky theorists insist on believing that a film studio is located in one of the Area 51 buildings. It's said that the studio there was used to fake the moon landing. Honestly, the whole concept is silly, but some people still believe it's the wildest thing one can see at Area 51. Number 19. White cars on patrol. Spotting a white car while near the base isn't a good sign. If the car is a Jeep or a truck, it's normally an employee keeping tourists off the land. They're usually nice though, but they will confiscate any recording devices. Don't film these cars if you ever make your way towards the base. Number 20. Unmanned drone testing. That's right, Area 51 flew drones before it was cool. Many believe that the site is one of the first of many Air Force bases to begin the testing of unmanned drones. Nowadays, the concept of the United States using drones goes hand in hand, but many Area 51 enthusiasts claim they saw the first prototypes fly in Nevada. Number 21. Tourist. From the Black Mailbox to Rachel, Nevada, tons of tourist sites sprung up in the wake of the growing conspiracies. It's amazing to see these tiny communities that survive only on the myth of aliens and UFOs. Still, think about how wild it is that an entire tourism industry thrives here off unproven claims. Number 22. Spy files from the Cold War. Yes, the government totally hides the sealed Cold War documents in a military base deep in the Nevada desert. Obviously, it makes no sense. It's incredibly unlikely this internet rumor is true. No organization would hide their secrets in one of the most watched secret sites in the history of the United States. Just makes no sense. Number 23. B-21 plane. The B-21 is a jet currently in development. Now, projects like that are normally kept under wraps. Obviously, the public budget documents show the funding for the research, but the exact location is not disclosed. Many visitors to the site and internet bloggers claim that they've seen the B-21 prototypes flown around the base a few times. None of those reports are confirmed, though, which makes them questionable at best. Number 24. Secret Soviet planes. So, Area 51 doesn't hold any alien spacecraft to be reverse engineered, but the same isn't true for Soviet planes. During the Cold War, a few captured spy planes were brought to the site for testing. The secret missions and research are now unsealed and viewable to the public. One was even codenamed Have Donut. Number 25. Strange clouds above. Combining the paranoia of driving near the mysterious base with the Nevada heat is a recipe for misreports. Drivers going near Area 51 will occasionally tell people that they saw clouds moving in the sky and strange flashes of off-color lighting. No pictures and video exist to prove any of these claims, and natural explanations exist to explain away these wild theories. Number 26. Lockheed Martin is there. Maybe? Planes from the company and test planes are certainly in the area. The question is whether the private company owns the newest hangar in the base. According to Snapchat's map, the mysterious hangar built recently is owned by Lockheed Martin. The big question is whether it's a government contract or if private workers are allowed on such a secret base. Number 27. Infiltration sensors. Remember, there's no fence around the perimeter. Instead, there are sensors placed along the property line that detect any sort of crossing. The problem is, the site is also a wildlife refuge, so it's difficult to tell if an animal or a tourist is tripping that sensor. Don't worry, plenty of theories explain how these sensors work. Number 28. An entire bus system. It's not easy to get from one place to the other quickly when your work campus is the size of Area 51. To make up for that, the base installed a huge bus system that goes from section to section for the employees. Every bus driver needs to pass a deep background check to qualify. It's an incredible idea though, and shows just how massive Area 51 is in real life. Number 29. Camo dudes. Those white cars mentioned a while ago need drivers. Those drivers are affectionately referred to as camo dudes. They're the security around the base that takes away recording devices and ensures that no one is hurt trying to enter the space. If you see a camo dude, your trip to Area 51 is over before it even started. Seriously, don't try to resist these people. They're not joking around out there. Number 30, Chinese spies. Occasionally, people will be arrested for attempting to cross into Area 51. Once or twice, Chinese students touring the area are arrested for attempting to take photographs. The more unhinged theories believe these students are Chinese spies, but that's simply ridiculous. If they were spies, then they did the worst job ever of uncovering any secrets. Number 31, helicopter harassment. Hypothetically, if you choose not to listen to the camo dude who tells you to leave, then you'll be met with a Black Hawk helicopter. The security uses the helicopter as a backup. The pilots are known to use scare tactics to push people off the site, including flying lower to the ground to churn up dust. Once again, this is why you listen when they ask you to leave. Number 32, the Flying V. One of the earliest theories around the testing base involved the Flying V. Technically, the first reported sighting of flying saucers flying this way happened in Washington state back in 1947. However, plenty of unsubstantiated claims trace back to Area 51 now too. It's one of those crazy things people want to say they saw around the base. Number 33, quote, weather balloons. The crash at Roswell, New Mexico of a prototype spy balloon is often confused with Area 51, hence why many people will report that they saw a similar occurrence near the base in Nevada. The government did cover up the test during that time, claiming it was a weather balloon, but now such event happened at Area 51. Number 34, MJ-12. Some internet theorists believe the alien stuff is all a scam that's meant to distract you from the real truth behind Area 51. They believe that a secret organization known as MJ-12 meets there. According to their theories, the country's biggest influencers meet in the Nevada desert to conspire and plan out the path for the country. Well, at least it's not aliens, right? Number 35, plane wreckage. One rare but true sight you may see at Area 51 is wreckage sites. They train with live ammunition at times and run difficult tests on unproven jets. Occasionally, there are crashes as a result. It's a harsh reality to know what might have caused those craters, but these aren't common there. Every site that tests planes is prone to at least 1 or 2 wrecks. Number 36, alien abductions. Back to the wild side. Some parts of the internet believe that aliens live on the base and contacted us at the site. These theories go that the government allows the aliens to abduct humans in secret but monitor the experiments at Area 51. Imagine having alien co-workers. The office softball games must be pretty unfair. Number 37, alien rulers running experiments. The other even wilder theory involving live aliens is that they're ruling our planet from the military base. The alien rulers manage the puppet government from Area 51 and are working to cross-engineer their technology with our weapons. As if abducting us wasn't enough, now they need to rule over our planet. Number 38, President Harry Truman? Okay, this entry is just flat out weird. Brace yourself. President Truman is believed to be a part of that MJ-12 group. Theorists who believe in that theory will occasionally buy into this fringe idea. Yeah, they believe President Truman is cryogenically frozen somewhere in Area 51 until it's time for him to wake up. Number 39, non-visible roads. Looking at the site from Google Earth can play mind games with you. It turns out that the base is connected by a series of dirt roads that appear nearly invisible by satellite. If you were to fly directly over the base, you can see them, but the further up you get, the more they blend in. It's a wild illusion they run over there. Number 40, lawsuits waiting to happen. Remember that whole nuclear test site just down the road? Did it feel like a lawsuit waiting to happen? Well, sadly, that proved to be the case. Toxic chemicals ended up killing an employee by some accounts, and even made his wife sick too. The military base lost the suit, so it appears that there was something dangerous about living in the area. Number 41, towers with unknown purposes. There are many towers surrounding the site. Of course, some of these towers fill obvious purposes. Everybody recognizes a call tower and such, but some of them seem strange. For instance, there's a building referred to as the Triangle Tower that just confuses people. Not many people can even guess as to the purpose that it serves. It's one of the actual mysteries there at Area 51. Number 42, toxic lakes and the EPA. The radiation was bad in Area 51, but it was made worse by poor handling of chemical waste. Dreamland was turning into a nightmare before the government's eyes. Turns out President Clinton foresaw this disaster and pushed for EPA regulators to be permitted on the site. The agency now regularly checks in on the base to ensure things are up to environmental standards, and Area 51 is now a safe wildlife refuge thanks to that decision. Number 43, incredibly large missile silos. The Binger never claimed to be an expert on missile silos. However, the folks at Reddit's Area 51 subreddit claim to have seen underground silos that are massive in size while scanning over the site on Google Earth. It feels believable, but the evidence is flimsy at best. Number 44. A sad and lonely highway. The highway doesn't run through the base. In fact, it barely even gets close to Area 51. However, when the place was constructed, the highway was known as one of the loneliest stretches of road in America. The name has since changed to the Extraterrestrial Highway. Come on, that site is just out of this world. Number 45. Soviet satellites. Before there was Google Earth, the only satellite peeking in on this secret base was the Soviet satellites. In fact, the former USSR sold photos to the United States press to expose the site publicly, and that plan worked. We've been distracted by the site ever since that day. Number 46. A training range for US Air Force. After it was announced on Facebook that people planned on storming the site, the base wanted to remind everyone how it operates. They told the press that anyone planning on marching on Area 51 should know that it's an active training range for Air Force members. However, if everyone's Naruto running, they might be invisible to the naked eye. We don't want to find out. Number 47. Giant ball of light in the sky. Our report of alien activity around the base involves seeing a giant ball of light up in the sky. Yeah, we're pretty sure that person just accidentally stared at the sun for too long. That or they saw the moon at night. Even if it wasn't either of those, the base does tend to use flares at night to signal jets on night flights, so it could have been flares. Number 48. Chocolate factory. An old video that mocks the conspiracies around the base states that there is a chocolate factory on the base. Trust us, all sorts of math is involved to get to that conclusion, including a clever theory revolving around Obama's ear and a chocolate bunny. If you're not sure what we're referencing, we encourage you to check it out on YouTube. It's worth the 2 minutes. Number 49. Wildfires. A sad reality in Nevada is centered on wildfires. Occasionally, the base is forced to deal with a wildfire here and there. There isn't a high civilian population around the base, so the fires don't create casualties. However, they do appear to be growing in frequency. Just don't tell the aliens. We doubt they like fire. Number 50. Bob Lazar. Lazar is famous among theorists for his report on activities happening in Area 51. According to Lazar, the military hired researchers to reverse engineer alien technology. However, no evidence exists to back up Lazar's claim. Even his supposed educational background appears false. There's not even evidence he was on the base at all. Bob Lazar is one of the biggest connections theorists make to build their ideas. But even his existence in Area 51 feels made up. Number 51. Weather stations? Finally, one last mystery remains. There are a ton of sites around Area 51. The most popular for theorists involves S4. Lazar claims that is where the work was done. The buildings in that area are said to be weather stations. Yeah, the last time the government connected to an idea about weather, it turned out to be spy balloons. Maybe there is something more to the area. And there you have it, 51 entries for a truly wild place. Did we miss something wild seen at Area 51? Let us know in the comments down below. You can support The Binger by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Keep a lookout for aliens in Nevada, and watch for new videos on our channel daily.